Once again, this is Paula Adams, instructor for LIBR 1105 for spring 2015. The final digital library that we're going to explore briefly is the Gutenberg project. So we're on Google, we're going to put in Project Gutenberg, and we're going to get to that site. The Gutenberg Project, as I like to call it, is a volunteer effort to digitize and archive cultural works to encourage the creation and distribution of ebooks. This is the oldest digital library around, which was formed by Michael Hart in 1971. His intent was to form a collection of ebooks, and these tend to be items that are in the public domain or items where copyright has not been renewed, and also for authors who publish books in currently, if they want to make them freely available, they can definitely publish them and make them available through this collection. We're here on the Project Gutenberg website, and I will leave it up to you to go to the About Us tab here. Look around and do a little bit more research about this particular collection. There may be a question on this week's assignment about that, so be sure you take a look at the About Us. You have a few different ways that you can search this collection. You can search the catalog or as a whole, or you can search book categories. When you go to book categories here, you have different, for example, types of collections: science bookshelf, religion, psychology and philosophy, law, language and literature, crime, classics, children. Just a lot of different collections that are here. And you'll also find items here that are in different languages. I'm going to go back to the home page here, and there's a few other things that I wanted to say. Most of the items that you're going to find here in this collection are full text of public domain books. This project tries to make sure that these items are as free as possible and they're long lasting. What makes this collection different from a lot of the other collections that we've explored so far in this unit is that they try their best to make these items available in many different formats, whether it's PDF, HTML text. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you that in a moment. But as of January 2015, Project Gutenberg has over 48,000 items in its collection. So that's a lot, and it's been growing since 1971. They're also working on a project where now they're also making ebooks available on DVD and CDs, and they're also willing to send that out to patrons who make orders to ask to have those items sent to them. So it's basically they've done a pretty good job of keeping up with the different formats in which these books are made available. They even have files that can be downloaded to a Kindle. So I think in that sense they're doing a pretty good job. And this is also a project that runs on donations and volunteers. But what I want to do is I want to start with an example. We're going to do a book search here in the catalog, and there's a book that I find very interesting, Quest of the Golden Ape, just to get us to look at that. Now this is a book written by Randall Garrett and Stephen Marlowe. So this is the title of the book when you pull up a book here, and you will find that it's available in many different formats depending on which is available for you. Because I guess the main mission is that they wanted to make these items available on as many different formats so that no matter what type of computer a person has, they have a good chance of being able to access that title in any type of format. So right here we can read this book online in HTML. We have EPUB with images here. We also have a Kindle version here with images and with no images. We have plain text, and there are also other examples of other files. I also find what's kind of new is that you can also download this to the Google Dropbox if you want to. Right here you have Google Drive, and also you have a cloud sent to OneDrive if you want to export it that way as well. But I want to go ahead and let me see. I'm going to open up the HTML. And what I will get is some citation information at the top right here. Transcriber's note. This was published in 1957. The reason why this book is available full text is because extensive research did not uncover any evidence that the U.S. copyright on this publication was renewed. Okay, and as we look below, we get some images here related to it. We get a table of contents. Let's see here, on the plains of Offred, and when you get your chapters here. And again, you have many different formats in which you can download any of these texts right here. And I really think that when we begin to talk about public domain, when we talk about copyright, but especially Creative Commons licenses, you have authors that are self-publishing works. They're making some of their works available through the Gutenberg project. Some of them are making their works available also through the Hathi Trust. Okay, and that just allows for human knowledge to circulate freely and non-commercially, so that ideas can be shared, and people can build their works upon others, which is a really good way to share knowledge. We're going to go back here to the Gutenberg project. Again, this is just something very brief. I will leave it up to you to dig a little bit further here. This is a very simple, I think, interface, so it shouldn't be that hard. Not as involved as, for example, the Hathi Trust or the Library of Congress digital library site. But again, start with the About Us when you explore this particular collection, as it will help you to think about your response that you'll need to add to the discussion board, and also to complete the assignment for this week. But as you look through this, think about how this can help society, how this can make libraries, as we move through different technological advances and changes, how we become more relevant and how important some of this information might be. Think critically about that. I'm looking forward to everyone's responses, particularly especially on the discussion board. Again, this is just a brief overview of Project Gutenberg.